You know, in addition to the dangers at the shore, you've got dangers in backyard swimming pools, local watering holes, and we hear about deaths every single year this time of the season. Nate Rogers has a story on what New York City is doing about it this year. Nate?
Well, Bill, first let's talk about the death toll. In New Jersey alone, there have been at least 5 people that have died drowning. That's just in the month of July. Then here in New York, this year alone, at least 3 people have died drowning. Now, those riptides that Dan Zero was just talking about have forced many families to be a lot more cautious at the pool and at the beach. Families are also taking advantage of free swimming lessons.
Taking away the fear that they have for the water, it's a great source for them to start.
The free lessons this summer are offered by the city's Department of Parks and Recreation. Students learn various breathing techniques, how to kick, float, tread water, and proper swimming form. When you go to the beach sometimes, Ryan, are you scared?
Not anymore.
Why? Tell me why.
Because I learned more stuff in swimming classes, so now I know how to do a little more stuff more better.
I learned how to kick my legs. I learned how to make bubbles, and I learned how to be like a starfish in the water.
Give me starfish. Give me starfish. Good girl. Legs. Don't move your arms. Don't move your arms. Legs. Separate your legs.
Now, Bill, although swimming in a pool is much different from swimming in the ocean, swimming instructors told me it's still important to learn the basics. Also, to remember a few do's and don'ts.
Make sure you're swimming in a supervised area. Make sure that you guys have a water watcher if you're swimming in a home pool. Make sure you know your local emergency number.
And finally, Bill, the aquatics director here at the YMCA said drinking alcohol and doing drugs of any kind is a very bad idea before swimming. Also, if you happen to be pulled by one of those rip currents, we're all advised not to panic. You should stay calm as well as possible. You should float and then swim parallel until the rip current kind of dissolves itself, and then swim back to shore. Bill?
You know, and I know it sounds like a public service announcement, but I say it all the time. Stop swimming after hours. When the lifeguards go home, you don't belong in the water.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Thanks,
Stay
Nate.
close to your family.
Right?
Take care,
Thank you. Joining me now is Stu Leonard. He is the founder of the supermarket chain that bears his name. Stu, welcome to Chasing News. How are you?
Great to see you today. Thanks for having me on.
Stu, every summer you guys get heavily involved in this campaign, and I know it's very personal to you, having lost your son.
Yeah, we had probably one of the worst tragedies parents could suffer is having our son drown in a pool. And so, you know, we have just reached out to every parent, everybody listening, even grandparents today, just to be super safe around the water right now. And, you know, we've created these books right here on swim safety for moms, dads, and grandparents. Grandparents actually are buying as many of these as parents are, because they're aware of the danger of kids being around the water, but it'll teach you 3 rules in there.
What's the biggest thing you look for? Because every year we hear about more and more kids drowning. We just had a situation in Newark where cops had to revive a toddler who had fallen into the pool. It seems to happen every year, no matter how much awareness is out there. So what's your focus, and what do you want to address the most?
Well, you know what the main thing, I'll tell you, and this is with driving or with anything, this is the culprit right here. And when I show the phone here, it's not about texting or anything, but it's being distracted. And I think that's the big thing. You can have pool alarms, you can have self-latching gates, you can have everything you want, but if you take your eye off your child just for a minute, that could be the difference between a tragedy and not tragedy. It can happen to anybody. So the main thing we teach, the one rule, is don't go near the water without a parent, an adult with you, and make sure that adult is watching you, or has a designated person, either the mom or the dad.
It's a good life lesson for sure. Thank you, Stu.